Before we started working together, I was finding that I was really avoiding getting done things that I needed to get done. And that was permeating a lot of areas of my life. I didn't have a lot of time to do things that I really wanted to be doing. I didn't have a lot of time to go out and play or to do fun things with my family or with friends because I was backlogged with a lot of work that needed to get done that I was avoiding. I was experiencing a lot of just the frustration of that. And then after we work together, I will notice when I feel myself moving into that mode of moving away from it or avoiding it. And then I have the ability to make the choice. I'm now much more able to actually persist and persevere through things that I don't necessarily love to do or that can bring up uncomfortable feelings for me. And now I think the biggest win is feeling like I have the ability to take the reins back and to make the choice to persist as opposed to feeling like I just get rolled over by the procrastination and I don't have any control. Now I have control. When talking with you about how you think about your work and how you approach thinking through coaching questions and coaching guidance, I like how you think about it. You're very sincere, you're authentic, and you're approachable, and there's a real sense of having a partner in walking through something as opposed to feeling like there's an expert who's telling you what to do or how to do it. It really working with you or just knowing you and then talking with you about how you do your coaching. It really just felt like a real genuine person who is going to be your partner in exploring. And that felt very collaborative and I felt very respected. Like I felt, it's a weird way to put it, but like seen and valued and respected. I have the ability to do this and you're going to sort of be my partner as I walk through figuring it out. And that just felt good. That felt empowering. What was most helpful was having things be laid out very clearly. I liked that if I would say something that was sort of couched in an assumption or was really vague and I wasn't really, being specific enough, that you would kind of hold my feet to the fire a little bit and be like, well, I'm not sure about that. Do you mean this or do you mean this? Or like you would make me clarify things in a way that really like teased it apart for me in ways that I had not been aware that I needed to tease it apart. So I think that was what I really appreciated. I mean, I guess it's both the method that you use and it's also your style, how you implement it. You, in a very curious and gentle way, kind of pushed me to be more and more specific in a way that really enlightened me, that made me much more aware of the assumptions that I held and the ways that I just treated them like they were true and didn't even realize it. Working with you is like having a really insightful friend, sort of helping, like, again, walking alongside you and helping you to notice things that you might not otherwise notice. That always feels enlightening. It also feels like a gift or like an option or like, hey, I noticed this. What do you think? It always felt like there was a consent and never anything being forced on you. So it always felt like a very collaborative and like co-creation process to work with you. And it also felt really systematic. I had a clear picture of what we were trying to do. And I never felt like I'm wondering what this is about. You explained it really clearly, the way that you lay it out. And there's the whole like process, the map that you walk through. It felt very safe and rational and logical and like this makes sense. And so that's what it feels like to work with you. Be careful what you wish for. You're going to learn things and uncover things that sometimes it's like, oh, there, you can't unknow what you learn, right? Sometimes that knowledge is hard to hold, but it's important. And like I said, it's always collaborative. So if you discover something, you're like, yeah, I really don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. You're very respectful of that. But sometimes the knowledge is a little bit challenging to cope with or hold or like come to terms with. You're very helpful at allowing that to be a safe thing to grapple with, but it can be some grappling at times.